up YouTube, it's Ben, and in this video, it's time to start thinking about what can go right, not what can go wrong. Hey guys, I figured we would just jump right into the video, and this was a fleeting thought that came into my head, and I was thinking all the time about my thoughts and consistently how I'm always thinking about the negatives, what can go wrong, catastrophizing, the worst case scenarios, right? And that's not how things should be. You can go the other direction if you even knew there was one. There's a whole other side to things. What can go right? You have to understand that most human beings, by default, are hardwired to simply think what can go wrong and what the worst case scenario will be. Now, when you step out of that and realize that you're default thinking that way, you'll then be able to start thinking about what can go right. All of the possibilities that can happen, all the amazing avenues that you can go down, all of the cool people you can meet, all of the awesome outcomes that can come out of something that you thought was going to go terribly wrong. Most of you that watch my content and haven't started a business, you're thinking about what can go wrong. You're thinking about all the negativity. You're thinking about the stigma, right? There is no stigma. We've killed that stigma. It's gone. We all think about what can go right in entrepreneurship and not what can go wrong. Obviously, we weigh pros and cons and we do analysis, but most of the time, entrepreneurs are thinking about what can go right for themselves and how things can get better, not worse. Truth be told, most people on default thinking about everything that can go wrong for them usually have everything go wrong for them. So let's talk business. In my recruiting agency, I might do the exact same thing by default. I might write off a client because they didn't email me back after I sent them 2 follow-up emails over the course of 3.5 weeks. I might just totally write them off. And then somewhere out of the complete blue, I'll get an email back asking me where I've been, what's going on, and if I can still help them. Maybe the client was just on vacation, or maybe they were sick, or maybe they just wanted a break for a little bit. But at the end of the day, they got back to me. And I was thinking by default, I'm gonna write them off, the worst case scenario, they're not reaching back out to me, the deal's not gonna happen. But that was hardwired programming that's wrong. Now, it wouldn't have hurt me whatsoever to think about everything that could go right. That client getting back to me, that client giving me 5 job orders, that client giving me a referral, repeat business, all of the right things that could go right in that scenario. It wouldn't hurt me whatsoever to do that. Now, I'm not gonna walk around thinking of high expectations all day long and the best case scenarios that are gonna make me tons of money or gonna get me everything in the world that I want. But it doesn't affect me whatsoever to simply focus on what can go right rather than wrong. It literally just goes to prove that you actually get to decide what goes right and what goes wrong for you by what you focus on. That's what you create. No, I'm not just talking business here. I'm talking about putting this in a personal context. Putting this in your personal life, right? Imagine asking your crush out, right? You've been dreading it, you've been thinking all about how it can go terribly wrong, and the answer is gonna be no, and all of this jazz, right? But what if it went right? What if it went like, oh, yeah, that sounds good, like I'll give you my number and let's go out and blah, 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 right? Everything went right. How would you ever know until you actually execute? This is why I always drive this home in a business context. Because when you don't take that shot, you literally can't complain about it because you don't know whether it was going to go in the hoop or not. And Michael Jordan famously said, you can never talk about a shot that you haven't taken yet. I know a lot of you are aware that I'm 100% upside, 0% downside kind of guy, which means that if something has 100% upside to it and 0% downside, I'm in. If it's the converse, I'm out. That's exactly why in business and in my personal life, I progress and I move forward and I take action and execute because I'm consistently thinking about a positive outcome, the thing that can go right, not the thing that can go wrong, because it does me no good to think about what can go wrong. It's a complete waste of my mental space, and it's an absolutely useless practice. When you are in alignment with your energy, when you are in alignment with the right case scenario, what you want to happen, what the right outcome will be, that's when you get the right outcome, not the wrong outcome, not the outcome you've wasted tons and tons of time marinating on, ruminating on, just forever for no reason whatsoever. When you focus on what you actually want, and when you actually marinate on what the positive outcome is, that's when you get it. And I want you guys to know that this is how I live my life. I speak from personal experience. This is how I level up every single day. These types of thoughts, thinking positively, thinking creatively, thinking about what can go right, not wrong, thinking all of those things bring me to where I'm at right now. And they're gonna take me to where I wanna go next. Listen, at the end of the day, you're putting out a vibration whether you realize it or not. You're simply like a wave in the ocean, just coming in and out, in and out. And no wave is particular to itself whatsoever. It's all just part of this big ocean, right? It's one big collective. And when you focus specifically on a solidly good vibration of a good outcome, rather than wasting your time focusing on negativity and things that you don't want to happen, you're putting on a positive vibration. That vibration will come back to you tenfold. I hope this was a valuable video for you. If it was, please go ahead and smash that like button just to rank it up so more people can see this message. And hit that subscribe button if not already, as well as the alert button so you know every single time I release a brand new video. Until then.